You know, I think it's about that time again. You already know it's about to be the coldest summer ever, right? Yo, L Streets.
Billionaire.
Come on. Boy, you know I had to dip, set my wrist. This that Pelly in the wintertime with that bird, with that chicken. Chillin' with the camera on and jewels on and that chain on, just glisten. We be on straight bars like Jim. That's a gym, just listen. Y'all was trying to keep up with the Jones. I was trying to keep up with my phones. Hustle little up before they burn around steady. I was just burning out, but I was learning how to stretch it like a finger fold. Never been played with, cause of some same. That was at these other. See, I was respecting the hustlers. Y'all be respecting it. I be with shakers and movers, counting my blessings, cause one day you lose it. I was respecting the hustle. Y'all be respecting it. I be with shakers and movers, counting my blessings, cause one day you lose it. Hey, boy, you know I had to dip, set my wrist. Just that ride around and that drive around with them chains on my chest. Just that hustle music when the hustle move and they ride around with that. This is my go get it, we gon' go get it, we gon' go get it, that's it. Boy, you know I had to dip, set my wrist. I really earned it like it, I ain't heard about it, I ain't have more, I just keep it thorough, this is still the made it rich. I really made it out of there, I hate about it, this will never make it sick. I was laying out with the vultures. He wanna get closer, he wanna touch us in closure. I ain't got time, baby, tuck your emotion. I've been the one with the motion, I've been the one that was chosen. Y'all like we frozen, this is the shot, baby, this is the coach. Boy, you know I had to dip, set my wrist.
Welcome, sports fans. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Brian Anderson, joined by Grant Hill and Richard Jefferson. Allie LaForce will be our reporter from the sideline. Now here's Durant. Inside. Here's Richards. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Ever since Phoenix changed ownership, they've been all in on winning now, Richard.
They've traded a lot of picks away and young talent to assemble a team of superstars. Some of the best shooters in the history of this league. And they were willing to go deep into the luxury tax to sustain.
Here's Booker. Now Durant. And he gets it to go.
And sometimes you just assume ahead of time Durant's mid-range J is going in. Downright lethal.
Ball no good. And it's Phoenix's ball. Right side Durant. From the wing, Chicago grabs the miss.
Now, I understand that shot didn't go down, but they will take that look every trip down the floor.
Vucevic's shot is off. And Booker has got the ball here for the Phoenix Suns. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Just a bit ago, Billy Donovan and I were able to chat. We talked about how he plans to contain Devin Booker, and Coach said first, we've got to be on him at all times, and second, we can't let him get favorable matchups. He needs our best defenders on him. Trying to work over screens and stay on top of Booker, that's the name of the game here, guys.
And Allie, thank you for that.
Lots of quick moves inside by Ball to get into great position for the score.
Pass to Durant. Beal outside. 6 on the shot clock. Screen by Durant. Here's Booker. Buzelis grabs the board.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Vucevic's shot is off.
That's just the bucket. Look, you expect him to make. It's tough when you miss those.
Done. Driving inside. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark. Here's Vucevic. And it's all tied up.
Not stopping Vucevic that time, powering through the defenders.
And Booker's got the ball here for the Suns. Outside Durant. Back to Booker. Shoots over ball. Booker's shot is good.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
And timeout is called by Billy Donovan. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Chicago trailing here. Pass to White. Picked by Vucevic. Williams with it. He's covered by O'Neal. And Williams punches it home.
He may not have that traditional power forward build, but his bounce, well, that kind of levels the playing field.
On the wing, Jones. Here's Richards. Shoots over Vucevic. A nice shot by Richards.
They allowed him to establish deep position. You just can't do that.
And they need better team defense. How about your man in the post? It takes multiple guys to stop him.
1:10 left in the first. Outside Booker. Pass to Durant. From outside the arc. Chicago with the rebound. Here's White. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Giddey.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring, able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
Here's O'Neal. Williams defending. Durant looking around. Over ball. Shakes him. Rips in the dunk off the timely pump fake.
Oh, nothing soft about that.
Was not going to be denied. Just took the dunk that was right in front of him.
And that's his MO. Be physical, get in position for the putback, and throw it down. The defense got to know that's what he's looking to do.
Outside O'Neal. And the whistle blows on a backcourt violation. Went over and back.
Substitution in the court.
And so here is Chicago. Back to Jones. Pass to DeSumo. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Buzelis. And Beal launches from deep. It's all tied in Chicago. Stay with us now as we get set to bring you quarter number 2 after this.
The Suns, 10.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. And before we move on, what do you think about what we've seen here from the Bulls tonight?
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
And let me tell you, when you establish a physical edge, it gives you a mental edge too.
So they take the lead. All right, Grant, which U.S.-born player do you think has the best chance to supplant LeBron as the face of the league?
Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot, B.A. Well, the conversation has to be between Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, and Anthony Edwards. They're the best young talent that the U.S. has to offer, and they're only getting better.
And he shows the focus there. Nails the tee. Plumlee a screen. Here's Jones. Pass to Allen. 4 on the clock. Slam dunk by Plumlee.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. The kick out to Williams. O'Neal pulls it in. The Suns leading. Richard, when it comes to the Bulls, they have one of the most committed fan bases in the league.
Yeah, the Chicago fans are for real. The Bulls are routinely at the top of the list for total attendance. Even on the road, there are usually Bulls fans sprinkled into every crowd.
Here's Jones. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Here's Jones. The Suns need to get off a shot. Outside O'Neal. Plumlee a screen. Second chance shot. And the jumper falls for him. And the Suns lead by 1.
He'll be asking for some lottery numbers later if he keeps knocking down shots like that.
And timeout is called by Billy Donovan. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. So both teams changing it up here. And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Chicago trailing here. Pass to Dosunmu. Now Vucevic. That shot is off. Ooh, great D that time from Dunn. RJ, when you talk about Vucevic, is he the best NBA player ever to come from Switzerland?
There is an argument to be made. He has the most points by any Swiss-born player by far and the only All-Star game appearances.
Beal's shot is off. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, Brian, a lot of teams are staying clear of that dreaded second apron of the luxury tax. With the Suns, they blew right past it, adding Bradley Beal to create a star trio. Kevin Durant said, quote, "That's what you're supposed to do. It's about swinging for the fences every year." They're looking to go the distance.
Every year, you're right. Talent is there, Allie. And there's a defensive 3-second call. A chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
I've really been impressed with how aggressive they've been inside, looking to capitalize from the paint whenever they can.
Vucevic with some nice D. To the inside. Count it. Make that 3 of 7 so far for him.
Too easy for Vucevic. He feasts from these interior spots.
The Suns trailing. Booker can't get it to go.
They timed up the layup perfectly. The D saw it develop and got there to bother the shot.
Pass to Vucevic. Back to Smith. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. Well, the last few years, Richard, the Suns have had some all-time greats, but this is Devin Booker's team.
No doubt, drafted in 2015. Book's been here his entire career. His first few seasons, the team was, let's just say they were rebuilding, but Devin stayed loyal and enjoyed some stellar seasons since then.
The Suns making a change here. That free throw misses. Well, the last time the Bulls won a playoff series was back in 2015, Grant.
That was back when Butler and Rose were their leading scorers. And that just shows you just how long it's been. But they've been stuck in mediocrity ever since. And right now, they are desperate for a breakthrough season.
Dunn outside. Durant inside. What a throwdown from KD.
What an athletic play by Durant. This man, what can't he do?
Three-pointer, Vucevic. That one falls. Nice feed that time from KD. Vucevic has got 7 points here in the quarter. Pass to Durant. And it's out of bounds. Still Phoenix's ball.
He clipped the ball there, but not enough to nab the steal.
That's fine. You love the effort, not making things easy for the opposition on offense.
On defense, the Bulls. 4-point game. In deep. Booker gets it to go.
We know Book can hit those deep threes, but he's also effective around the rim.
Smith no good. And here's Durant. He'll bring it up for Phoenix. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. Kobe White picks one up. Well, Richard, you attempted to guard Kevin Durant in your playing days. How hard was that?
It was not easy. He's an elite scorer, ball handler. Oh, yeah, he's also 7 feet tall. KD is one of the toughest assignments that you will ever face. You look at Durant's game and you instantly see all the hours of hard work that went into shaping it. He's so polished in every area. His skills are so sharp.
Now here's White. Just 5 on the clock. Picked by Vucevic. To the paint. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. Dunn outside. It could go. No good on the buzzer beater. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Chicago ahead, up 1. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Here's ball. To the middle. Here's Vucevic. And Vucevic slams it in.
Love watching ball operate in the screen and roll, just picking the defense apart.
Pass to Durant. Buzelis grabs the board. Bulls leading by 3. Giddy with it. Dunn in his pocket. Ball right side. Dunn with a steal. Here's the break. Here's Richards. Yes, and it's Booker with the setup. Richards has got 6.
Continuing to get better at facilitating Booker with a dime.
Ball. Pass to Buzelis. Down low. Here's Giddy. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. A little over a minute gone here in the second half. And Durant with the big finish. Extremely competitive game thus far.
Yeah, 6 lead changes in total. I expect there to be more to come.
Here's Giddy. On the take. And the layup is good off the glass. And the Bulls lead by 1.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
Booker for 3.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot most possessions.
Back to White. Picked by Vucevic. To the middle. And he's now 6 for 11 after that one.
No question, Vucevic is locked in right now, just giving a ton of energy on that offensive end.
Richards with a screen. It's Beal on the wing. No points yet. Shot from the low block. And it's Giddy with a rebound. Chicago leading by 3. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Here's White. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
You can count on Vucevic to make a few clever handoffs. He sees what's happening at all times.
And once again, off the mark by Phoenix. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Nikola Vucevic has seen a lot in his decade plus in the league, and he said the game has changed. Now you have centers that can pass, put the ball on the floor, make plays, and shoot threes, play like guards, and you can't get stuck in time. You have to be able to adjust.
Allie, he's certainly got the skill level.
2 minutes.
Vooch doesn't get to the line as much as you would expect, but he does shoot a good number from there.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
You know, over Bradley Beal's career, he succeeded in a few different roles, RJ.
Yeah, he played with the ball-dominant guy, then he became the sole star on his team, and now he's playing with multiple stars. Evolution is a part of success, and Bradley Beal is doing it.
You just can't give up looks that close to the rim.
Outside Booker. Inside. Richards. The kick to Durant. Richards with a screen. 5 to shoot. Durant's shot is off. Chicago with the ball. They're on an 11-3 run. Here's White. Outside, Williams. Pass to Jones. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Suns trail by 7. Here's Durant. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
Don't laugh at me when I say this, but there is too much strength from Kevin Durant. Now with the chance to add one more.
And you look at how Durant is playing at his age. He's still as elite as it gets, RJ.
You don't lose skill. KD could play into his 40s if he wanted to. That shot isn't going away, and he's always going to be tall. He will be one of the best scorers every time he laces them up.
Outside Jones. To the paint. Here's Plumlee. Slam dunk by Plumlee.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
Wow, an emphatic two-handed slam. Out of bounds. It'll be Phoenix's ball.
Substitution for the Suns. Number 8.
Here's Jones. Pass to O'Neal. Back to Jones. .23 seconds left in the third quarter. O'Neal misses. Chicago leading by 5. Here's Dosunmu. And yes, it goes. Got a little English on that one. Dosunmu's gotten 4 this quarter. Plumlee a screen. Pass to Beal. Pure from three-point range.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Sure.
The Suns, 35.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. Now here's Jones. Pass to Plumlee. To the inside. Here's Dunn. And it's Chicago with a board. And it's stolen by Plumlee. Back to Booker. Lets it go from deep. Doesn't go that time.
This is the definition of forcing it. He's trying to get himself going, but taking tough shots just won't do it.
Pick by Smith. Back to Jones. Pass to Smith. Shot clock at 6. From down in the low post, it goes. And the Bulls lead by 6. Here's O'Neal. Tries again. That shot, no good. Solid defense from Williams. He got him. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
Look, they're getting good looks inside. It's been a point of emphasis all night long, but I love this hard-nosed attitude of this team.
Herter can't hit. And so it's Booker with it. He brings it up for Phoenix. They trail by 7. Up and in on the layup.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game. And that one was easy.
Yeah, it's clear why they go to him in these moments. They know he's going to deliver for them.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Collins.
There's one for the low light. Wow. I'm not sure who messed up the pass, but look, somebody did.
And Mike Budenholzer decides to call a timeout. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here. So both teams making some changes here. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Mike Budenholzer was going over with his team. First and foremost, he wants to see more points in the break. He asked his team, where's the urgency? We know what we can do in transition. Now let's go out and do it. We'll see if they can pick up the tempo, guys.
Appreciate the report, Allie. to ball. Pass to Buzelis. Down low. Rebounded by Dunn. Suns trail by 3. Oh, what a performance offensively.
They're really rolling at that end. Excellent game plan.
Here's Durant. Oh, Durant playing big in the paint.
If you feed KD, this man is going to do this all night long. Big-time players make big-time shots. Durant, he lives for these opportunities.
White drives in. Deflected. And it's Phoenix's ball. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Here's Durant. Back to Booker. Pass to Durant. The fader. Again, the Suns good for 2.
You expect he's going to find a way to pull through in the clutch.
And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. Making a change here. Here's White. And he can't stop the run as that one misses. 1:52 left in the 4th. Dunn outside. Back to Durant. KD gets a step. And the basket is good. And it's a 5-point Phoenix lead.
Outstanding at penetrating to the rim. Durant's long strides, they're just tough to keep pace with.
And you have to love it. The floor general taking things into his own hands.
Just the aggression they're looking for, man.
No doubt. That's the kind of play that can energize the whole team. And they will take it in a close game like this.
Outside Durant. Here's the 3. And it's cleared by Vucevic.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Out of bounds. Bulls ball as Chicago keeps possession. .102 left in the final quarter. Picked by Vucevic. Giddey. Money. And that one brings them within 1.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
Pass to Richards. To the paint. Right side Durant. 5 on the clock. No luck on that one. Chicago with the ball. Inside. White can't hit.
Stepping up to secure the board, he just wanted it more.
And they committed intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty. Chicago making a switch here. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
Good on the first. And that'll put them up 2.
Second team foul. Shooting for three.
And he hits both free throws here. And it's a three-point game.
Wow, doing all he can to give them the edge, pulling their lead out to 3 points.
And timeout is called by Billy Donovan. And coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. Any speculation on what we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick two and then foul.
Yeah, time is the enemy at this point, so I think I'd go for the tie and avoid playing the foul game.
Back to White to tie it up. Cash. Oh, an enormous three-pointer. And Mike Budenholzer decides to call a timeout. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. There's a screen. And here's Durant. Over Buzelis. Oh, off target. Time expires. We're going to overtime. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in a moment. Boy, these teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters. Now we're headed to overtime. This one should be fun. Here we go. Outside White. To the middle. The shot by Buzel is no good. Booker with it. Pass to Durant. Lays it up and banks it in. Durant's got 21.
Inside, Durant's scoring instincts take over, helping him find a path to that difficult shot.
The Suns leading. Booker surveying the floor. They double team Durant. Here's Dunn. Three-pointer off the mark. Here's White. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Second personal foul.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
At the line for 2.
And the second free throw is good. Great action here if you're just joining us. About a minute into OT.
2 minutes.
Durant inside. Now Richards. Back to Booker. Here's Durant. This is the baby hook. Pass the ball. Outside Giddey. And there's a pick. To the paint. To take the lead. Kept alive. That gives him the lead. Buzelis has got his first points of the game.
Oh, man. Massive points from Buzelis. Yes.
Pass to Durant. Count that one. Durant's got 23 points. Chicago trailing here. To the inside. Vucevic. And the power finish by Vucevic.
Look to a machine like Vooch when you need him most. He's a reliable offensive option who comes through for his club.
Durant. Back to Richards. Here's Dunn. From outside, off the mark.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the game come to you.
He drops the first one, and that'll put him up 2. Second one is good, getting both at the line. And it's a 3-point game. So it's Phoenix now. Pass to Dunn. Here's Durant. Count it!
Oh, what a clutch performer. It's clear that Durant loves the spotlight and embraces that chance to take those huge shots.
Back to Booker. Left side, Durant. Outside for Booker. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Tough one. In a game where every possession is valuable, turnovers can make the difference.
And so they foul intentionally. So the first one drops. And that'll put him up 2. And so he drops them both. And it's a 3-point game. And Mike Budenholzer decides to call a timeout. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. What do you think is going to be their best move at this point?
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick 2 and then foul.
Yeah, time is the enemy at this point, so I think I'd go for the tie and avoid playing the foul game.
Here's Durant. Pass to Richards. And here's Beal. Up top, Durant. There's the 3. Oh, bangs home the 3. Oh, a tremendous 3. We're tied. And timeout is called by Billy Donovan. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. Here's Collins. Another tie, and we're going to have a second overtime. We'll take a quick break and then get you back to the action. Hey, can't stop now. We're ready for another extra period. What a game of basketball this has been. Here's Buzelis. Ball outside. Inside. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And that's a well-timed play with Buzelis ready to catch and finish.
And it's slammed in by Durant.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. Here's the pick. Down low. The shot by Buzelis, no good. And it's Phoenix's ball. Pass to Booker. Over to the left wing. Here's Durant. And it's slammed in by Durant.
That lack of defensive intensity is not going to stop a player of his caliber from scoring.
Here's Buzelis. Guarded by Durant. Picked by Vucevic. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
And in this action, the pick and roll, Buzelis is becoming really good at reading the defense.
Here's Durant. And it's slammed in by Durant.
A stellar performance here in overtime. He's been unstoppable.
Ball taking his time here. Picked by Vucevic. Ball with it. Done in his pocket. Vucevic's shot is off. And it's Beal with the ball for the Phoenix Suns. The lead is 2. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And so he hits the technical free throw.
In a tight game, he is exactly who you wanted at the line.
Bulls on D. And it's Chicago with a board. Pass to White. Oh, Beal picks his pocket. To the paint. Outside Durant. Here's Booker. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hit the shot and will go to the line. That free throw good from Booker.
And there's the cherry on top. Excellent trip up the floor to build out this lead. It all comes down to this possession. They must get points.
Anything other than a make is game over. This is where you lean on your stars to get you to the finish line.
Durant draws the double. Done outside. And now they decide to foul intentionally. He gets the first, and that puts him up 5. And the second free throw, no good. Tough break there.
And not a moment to lose on this possession.
Clock working against them right now.
And there's
I speak about my tailors like money tree out, love year of the dragon.
Welcome to an all-new episode of NBA 2K TV.
In the My Career Story.